The latest opinion poll out this morning, primary support for Labor is up 1% to 31%. The coalition remains steady on 47 in the latest Fairfax Nielsen poll. The government still trails the coalition by 12% to party preferred. But Ms Gillard's slipped further behind Tony Abbott in the preferred Prime Minister stakes. She's down 2 to 43%, while Mr Abbott is steady on 49. It's the last major poll before Parliament's autumn break, off for about 7 weeks, I think. For more on these results, it's over to our political panel. Former Victorian Liberal Party President Michael Kroger and Labor strategist Bruce Hawker. Good morning to you both. Bruce, how concerning is the latest slip in Julie Gillard's preferred PM stakes?
It's tough, David, really tough. There's been no real bounce, I think, for about 2 or 3 years in the overall number for Labor. So well, it's gone up and down, but it stays terribly low. I mean, on those numbers, we're in big trouble come an election.
OK. Michael, Tony Abbott's ahead, but shouldn't he be further ahead, given Labor is so on the nose?
No, well, look, Prime Ministers and Premiers always have a big advantage in the preferred leader ratings because of the authority of the office and the power of incumbency. So that is a poll, David, I never take any notice of. The only poll that counts is the two-party preferred result, and as Bruce has said, that's been the coalition have been in front for a long, long time, and they'll continue to be in front for as long as Julie Gillard remains leader, which we hope is going to be for a long time.
Well, will that be for a long time? The Nielsen poll also shows twice as many voters would prefer Kevin Rudd as Labor leader now. Julie Gillard insists she won't be tapped on the shoulder by senior ministers to step aside. Bruce, can she survive the week?
Well, that's the question, David. I don't know the answer, but I do know that she's not going to step aside, and Kevin Rudd's not challenging. I mean, the only way that anything could happen would be if he was drafted into the leadership or somebody else was drafted into the leadership, and there's no signs of that happening at the moment. OK, so this week you don't think there will be any leadership spill in the Labor Party? A lot of people are saying last week before the autumn break, which I think is for 7 weeks, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen this week. Well, these are always dangerous times for incumbents, David. This is when the faceless men took out Kevin Rudd last time in 2010. So, I couldn't make any unequivocal statements about that. I know, though, that he won't be challenging for the leadership. Right. But you're not hearing any move of a Wayne Swan tapping her on the shoulder like he did Kevin Rudd? You're not hearing any of that whatsoever? No talk at all? No. I mean, the only way that something like this would happen would be if, say, there was like a petition of members going to the Prime Minister and saying, look, declare the position open so that we can have a ballot of anybody who's interested. Okay. And that's still a big ask for anybody. Yeah. Michael Kroger, looks as though this government is dead and buried at the moment. They bring out these controversial proposed changes to media laws, which seem absolutely crazy, going to dominate Parliament this week, raising the ire of the media barons. Why would you do it?
Well, I think everyone is speechless as to why they're doing it, simply because they hate the News Limited papers so much. But this is more evidence of what a really poor government this is. I mean, on that poll this morning, Labor lose 26 members of Parliament. They've only got 72, I think, so they'll lose over a third of their members who are going to get slaughtered. This is just another Gillard misstep. One day it might occur to her that she's not very good at this job. One day it might occur to her that she's going to lead Labor to a catastrophic defeat of Whitlam proportions in 1975, and one day it might occur to her that, if she loves the Labor Party, she'd resign, which she should have 2 years ago, but it doesn't appear that that's going to be the case. So we soldier on. This Labor government is probably dead and buried. Yeah. All right, chaps, thank you for that. Good to see you. Pleasure. Great pleasure.